today, next week, the Balatanya, the Alter Rebbe, would always read Megillah. He was the Baal Kohen of Megillah, the turns off loud, that he explained that when his father, the Balatanya, reads Megillah, he doesn't hear about a king and a queen and a goody and a baddie and a Haman and a... He hears Baruchnius, the message. He hears the story on a higher plane. Mm-hmm. There is a deeper story going on. There's a Mishnah which says, "Hakoira es ha-Megillah lemafreya loy yotza." If you read the Megillah out of order, lemafreya, you're not yotza, Megillah reading. So we know that with Megillah reading, you have to hear every single word, right? So you come to Shil, and they're just finishing Perek Aleph. Yeah? So you think you're almost at the beginning. You'll hear from Perek Aleph till the end, right? And then when they finish reading, you'll go to another Shil, and you'll hear just the first few psukim that you missed, right? No. The Megillah has to be read in order. That's what the Mishnah says. Now, as the way of Chassidus goes, the way of Limud HaTorah goes, we reinterpret psukim to give us deeper meanings, because there's Shil and Torah, there's many different levels to Torah. So the Baal Shem Tov reinterpreted this pasuk al pi Chassidus, and he explains Hakoira es ha-Megillah lemafreya. If you read the Megillah lemafreya backward, lemafreya means backward, yeah. Lemafreya here meaning if you read the Megillah as though it happened once upon a time, as though it's an old story, as though we're recounting something. That's not how you read it. Mm-hmm. You have to read Megillah like it's relevant to you today.
Ooh, wow.
When you hear Megillah, you have to hear Hashem giving you a message. You have to hear this talking to me and to my life. Not Mordechai once upon a time was, Esther was 3,000 years ago. That doesn't help. Okay? So how can we make Megillah and Purim relevant to our lives? We'll learn 3 lessons, and that'll be a touch of the iceberg. I have here in the third dot point a Gemara, which I'll use as the introduction to today's lesson. Sha'alu Talmidav es Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. The Talmidim of Rashbi asked him, Ma nischayvu soneim shel Yisrael ba'oiseh hadar kloya. Why were the Yidden in that generation deserving of being wiped out? Omar lahem, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai said to his students, Amru atem, you tell me why. You tell me why the Yidden were deserving to be wiped out. It says so Nehem Shal Yisrael, the enemies of the Yidden deserving to be wiped out. That's because the Gemara doesn't want to say negative about Yidden, okay? But it means why were the Yidden deserving? You get that? Yeah? Okay. So Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai says, you tell me why. Amru Lai, the students said, Mipnei shenehenu misu'udosoi shel oisoi rasha. The Yidden deserved to be wiped out because they enjoyed the feast of Achashverosh. So Rabbi Shimon challenges them, and he says, Im Kain, if that's the case, B'Shushan Yahargu, then the Yidden in Shushan deserve it. Shebachala oidam kuloi al Yahargu, but not the Yidden in the entire world. Amrulai. So Amrulai, and the students then said to Rabbi Shimon, okay, so if you disagree with us, then Amar Ato, you tell us why they deserve to be wiped out. Amar Lahem, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai answers, Mipnei sheshtachavu letzelem, because the Yidden bowed down to a getchka, they served idolatry. Whether the Yidden actually bowed down to a tzelem or not, I'm not so sure.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure if you open the Farshim and you check, someone would say this and that.
Yes.
Okay. But it's not relevant to whether they actually did or didn't. I don't know.
Yes.
But here, in this little Gemara, the students suggest that the reason why the Yidden were deserving of the Gezerah is because they enjoyed Achashverosh's Suda. What's wrong with enjoying a Suda? The food was kosher after all. I mean,
they mixed with the
Kirtzoyim ish v'ish. Okay. And Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai says, nah, they bowed down to Tzadam. Oh, did they really? I don't know, did they really? Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, here is really comparing enjoying a Achashverosh's Suda with Avodah Zarah. It's one and the same. We're going to explain what's so bad about enjoying a Achashverosh's Suda. Why is that like serving Avodah Zarah? What do we do today which could be like that? Okay? Fourth thought point. The Gemara asks us, Esther min ha-Torah minayin. Where do you have Megillas Esther hinted to in the Torah? Now the reason why the Gemara asks that is it often asks something min ha-Torah minayin. Everything in Yiddishkeit, everything in the future, everything in history has a source in the Torah. And therefore, if Megillah became a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, they have very right to ask where is it hinted to in the Torah. The answer given is a pasuk in Devarim. Moshe Rabbeinu is talking to the Yidden, telling them to behave themselves when they enter Eretz Yisrael, and says when you don't behave yourself and you turn away from Hashem, then it will happen. Va'anoichi hastir astir panai v'yoyim hahu. Hashem says, I will surely hide my face on that day. On the day that you turn away from me, I will surely hide my face from you. Now, do you see the words there? Haster, aster. Double lashon. The words haster, aster, the word Esther is the same language, The word Esther means to hide. Haster, aster, double hiding. I will surely double hide myself from you. What is this double hiding going on? Yidden are in Golus. In the times of the story of Megillah, the Yidden were also in Golus. It was after the destruction of the first Beis HaMikdash. Okay? We were living amongst other nations. We didn't have our own king, our own Koyanim, our own Beis HaMikdash, our own anything. Okay? There was double hiding. What's the double hiding, the double Golus? It's one thing to be in Golus. You know what's the second thing? When you're in such a Golus that you don't even realize you're in Golus. Or you think it's comfortable in Golus. I'm quite okay over here. Not too bad, Okay. Things aren't perfect. Okay, there's illness and it's not so. I have my days when I'm reminded that I'm still in Golus. But tachlis, day in, day out, I'm pretty comfortable. When a person is ill and they go to hospital or whatever, when a person feels pain, it's actually a good sign. It's a sign the body's functioning. If the body is ill and the body feels pain, okay, that's good. Now, when the body stops to feel the pain, when the body is unwell and it stops to feel the pain, not because of medication, it's actually a big problem. It's actually, one second.
You can't save yourself.
Why aren't you feeling it? What's going on here? If a person's arm is a problem, as long as they feel their pain in their arm, they've got their arm. When they stop feeling the pain in their arm, then we're very worried about the arm. Correct? Good. When you and I are in Golus and we feel like we're in Golus, we're not well, but at least we know it. When we're in Golus and we don't feel that we're in Golus, we feel comfortable and we feel just okay here, and we're a bit scared of Mashiach coming. We're a bit scared of going back to Eretz Yisrael because Persia's quite comfortable, and besides we've built houses and we've planted grapevines and we don't want to give it all up, then what? Then that's the biggest problem. The double hester was that they got comfortable. This is the first one.
I was thinking, you said that the body doesn't feel pain. Why doesn't it feel pain? Because the nerves are not transmitting the pain signals from the brain to the wherever. The same thing with us. If we're not connecting, then we're severing the nerves. We're closing the nerve shaft.
Perfectly said.
Not
70 years earlier. 70 years is a long time.
Yeah. So this was the first.
But we
the
how far away we are from Beis
The Holocaust was 70 years ago. A little more. How much do you feel affected by it?
We still feel
Very.
I was hearing someone explain to a guy why we Jews have guy phobia. And a Hasidic man was explaining. I disagree with him completely, but what he was saying is that because we're coming from Holocaust generation and because our parents, grandparents were persecuted so much, therefore they came to the new country and they tried to close themselves off from the Goyim and they were afraid of the Goyim. But we, the kids, the grandkids, we're friends with you, we're not scared of you. And he was trying to explain that, whatever. Okay? I disagree with him. But you understand. You understand how a person, you could get comfortable in Golus like this Hasidic man was.
Yes.
He was saying, I'm the grandkid, I'm okay being friends with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
My grandfather, he had his
Issues.
post-traumatic whatevers.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay? I mean, no, he's wrong, but you understand how a person could develop that way of thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very secular way of thinking.
Of course.
Okay. So what was the problem with enjoying Achashverosh's Su'udah? What was the issue? It wasn't just that they were enjoying the good food and the atmosphere and the music. They wanted to be in Achashverosh's Su'udah because it was a stamp, it was a statement. We fit in. The king invited all the citizens and he invited the Jews. Can you imagine? The queen is making her whatever inauguration or whatever, yeah? And then they say the king's son becomes the next king, yeah? The queen's son becomes the next king, and he's making his first whatever, and he invites the head of each of the prize in Stamford Hill. How would we feel? So in with it. Now Lomazok and Kadasi gets up and says, Nishgen, we're not going. You're not allowed to go. What would we all say? Hello? Chil Hashem. Yeah! They want us. They're inviting us. Do you know how important this is? That we should be there. And it's like a kesher for the Yidden with the government. And yeah, we rely on the ksharim. And we've worked so hard to create ksharim. And how can you ruin the ksharim in the government? They're inviting us to the palace, to the party. It's not even a political thing, it's a party. Of course. And they're making kosher food. For us, you cannot read the Megillah like it happened then. You have to read the Megillah like it's happening to you today.
Yeah.
And Megillah
What happened with the Ofsted?
So Achashverosh invites the Yidden to the party. And the Yidden enjoyed the feast. They enjoyed being oh so close with the king. They enjoyed being safe with the authorities. They enjoyed the fact that Jews of Persia made it. How they felt. They felt so safe. They were taken into Gaul, they're taken to a foreign land. 70 years later, we're finally making it.
So
the idea was they
moved
moved their emunah away from trust in Hashem, that Hashem will make sure we're comfortable in Golos. Hashem will protect us until we return. Doing Torah and mitzvahs will keep us safe. And they felt that being by the king will keep them safe. And Mordechai said, don't go. And they said, Mordechai, you're ruining it for all of us. Why won't you let us make ksharim with the government? It's really important to make ksharim. Diplomacy is the way to go, don't you know? Right? And Mordechai says, don't go. How can you not go? And they enjoyed being at that party. They enjoyed the safety, the security of being close with the king. And that safety and security made them rely less on Hashem. Is that not the same as Avodah Zarah? Placing your trust, like we learned with Rosh Chodesh, placing your trust anywhere but Hashem is a dust of Avodah Zarah. You know you have Lashon Hara, real Lashon Hara, yeah? And then you have Avak Lashon Hara. But you know, it's just Avak Lashon Hara, right? You know what I'm talking about, Avak Lashon Hara, yeah? Avak Lashon Hara, come on, you learned Chavetz Chaim, yeah? So you have real Lashon Hara, like the horrible stuff you know what to say.
Yeah.
And then you have Avak Lashon Hara. I didn't say any Lashon Hara, it's just...
The schneck.
You're in with it.
Yeah. So there's Avodah Zarah, real Avodah Zarah, and then there's the dust of Avodah Zarah. It's Avodah Zarah but dakos. It's the same idea as Avodah Zarah, but you're not literally physically down to any Avodah Zarah. You can't be blamed for it. You'll never be charged for it. What worked in Achashverosh's palace. Mordechai saved the king from Big Son and Seresh. Mordechai was an advisor to the king. Mordechai worked there, yes. But the idea of going to the party and enjoying the closeness and feeling honoured by the king,
I think
that's the
it's
issue.
a lot of honesty with yourself.
Whether you're able.
Whether who you're doing it for or why you're doing it, you know.
He was there as the chief rabbi.
Yeah.
That not that the king is honouring him, but his presence represents the Jewish community here, and the king can ask him questions.
Okay.
There it was all the common folk. The king invited them all. That they should feel like the king is honouring. You know, it's like
It's a different. It's I understand.
It's rubbing shoulders with the right people.
Yes.
Idea. Okay.
Yeah.
There's many halachas that actually keep us from partying with goyim.
Really?
Yain nesach.
Yeah.
You can't drink with them basically. This is before the creation of all the alcohols. Yeah. What you drank was wine.
Wow.
So if you yain nesach means you cannot drink with the goyim. Bishalakum,
Taka. Yeah.
pasakum, You can't eat in their house.
Yeah.
All of these halachas with yichud with a guy.
Yeah.
Yichud with a guy is also, do you know that?
What?
What
Even
does
with
it
a
mean,
woman?
with a boy?
Even with a lady?
Even a man with a man and a lady with a lady. It is
What?
forbidden to place yourself in a yichud situation with a guy.
I've got
A
a
man?
really good friend. No, a woman. I've got a friend
how
I want to
about-
go and
No,
stay with.
I don't mean like
What do you mean, a lady and a lady?
Yeah,
No,
like, I've
you
got a
could.
really good friend, like a
One
non-Jew. I want to go and stay with him
I
for a few
don't
days.
know. One second.
Why are you
Stop. Stop. Clarify.
Yeah.
Point.
Clarify. Speak to a Rav first. There is such a concept of it. Concept
Yes.
of not being alone with a guy.
Oh, any guy.
Where okay. It doesn't mean that it applies to your friend. It doesn't mean it applies in the same way as yichud. There's an issur with leaving a Yiddish child within Goyish company.
Of course.
But we still have Goyish childminders. Okay, but we check up on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it applies in the same way. You might be able to go to your friend's house without a problem. Enjoy. I'm sure she's a lovely friend. Enjoy her company. It's there is such a concept.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You mean because he might end up eating their food and their wine and this and that?
The
There
influence.
are halachas which
Yeah.
keep us away
Yeah.
because if we don't have Yayin Nesach and Bishop Akum and Pat Akum, we will end up befriending them,
Yeah.
intermarrying with them, getting too
Ah.
cozy.
There's a lot of it happening in the, like dining out nowadays. The young, as soon as they anything, they take them out to eat and everything. It's,
In offices.
yeah.
Jewish and
Yeah.
non-Jewish.
And the idea of eating together is to become friends.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's very different a business meeting or a lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, now what happens is that a Rishon Yochai compared enjoying a Chasher Soda to Avodah Zarah. Because what's Avodah Zarah? Avodah Zarah, bowing, the idea of bowing, yeah? A person, we bow to Hashem, okay? I don't mean bowing like a Shemona Esrei, I mean like Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur bowing, okay? Or the bowing that you see, like, bowing down to Haman in the picture books, yeah?
Yeah.
Prostrating, head on the floor, okay? The idea of bowing is I'm saying usually my head is upright and my head controls my body, controls my feet and guides me. I'm putting my head down. I'm allowing you to guide me, to control me, tell me what to do. My head and my feet are on the same level.
Wow.
That's bowing. Bow to Hashem, we say, Hashem, I'm giving myself over to you. I'm bending myself to your will. Bowing to Avodah Zarah is bowing to the will of the other, of the foreign, of the whatever. I trust you completely. I give myself over to you completely. Well, that's what happens when we put our trust in other places other than Hashem. Okay. We Yidden are compared to a shepsele. Okay? A little lamb amongst 70 wolves. Okay? Yes, the nations of the world are compared to 70 wolves. We have a roya, a shepherd. Our shepherd. So we have a roya, no problem. A shepherd. Our shepherd is the Eibishter. Hashem roi lo yechzar. Hashem is our shepherd. We will not lack anything, right? Hashem roi. When we stay close with Hashem, when we stay in Hashem's protection, when we allow Hashem to shepherd us, we're safe. Hashem can ward off 70 wolves all by himself without a problem. But as soon as we Yidden stop placing our trust in Hashem, and we tell the shepherd, I'm fine without you, hello? No. The wolves pounce. Is it a punishment that the Gezerah happened? It's not a punishment. It's a natural consequence. The world is a scary place. If you're not going to be in Hashem's protection, well, okay, we get off the bus. We go to school. We have a Rolls Royce that takes us. It's called 318. And it comes right from our house, right up the Stamford Hill. Perfect. Very convenient. And we get off Eglinton, we take another bus to Stamford Hill, the Broadway. We cross from Royal Meets over to the Bowich House. The kids go to school. It's perfect. Fantastic. The only issue with that journey is that we need to cross in the middle of the road from Royal Meets over to the Bowich House, right? Crossing in the middle of the road with 4 little pitzalach is a geschäft. So, we have the buggy, and Rivka has to get a ride on the buggy with Miriam, And Chana has to hold one side, and Megillah has to hold the other side, and that's how we go. It's Masada. Now, Chana is a ganze Matthias, she's a big girl, and she thinks she knows better than Mummy, right? So, Mummy has it all worked out. If you both hold on, we can cross this road safely, even in the middle of the road, because Mummy can see over the cars, right? Okay. Chana thinks she's a big girl, and she knows smarter than Mummy, and she's going to run across the road herself. Why not? She did.
Yeah.
Now, I can cross my 4 children a road very safely if they follow. But if the child chooses to say, I'll manage myself, can I protect the child?
It's too late.
It's scary. It's very scary. Don't put yourself in danger. Hashem is protecting us. Hashem is looking after us. When we turn to Hashem and say, we got it all worked out. We are fine in Goddess. We got connections with the best people in power. We got a savings put away. We got 10-year plan set out for us. We are infallible. God,
Like
Hashem sends us things in our lives which
Difficulties.
appear scary to us.
Illnesses.
And we think that they're there to
Yeah.
take us away from Hashem, and they're actually bringing us closer to Hashem. Like, remember last week, the Agarabah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, we haven't, or I'm the third last stop point. I should have numbered them. Okay, we have a Mishnah in Pirkei Avos which tells us, Da, no, Malamai lo mimach, what is above you? Know what's above you. Ayin royeh, there's an eye that sees everything. Ozer shema'as, there's an ear that hears everything. V'chol ma'asecha, the sefer nichtavim, and all of your actions are written in a book. Okay? This is the Pirkei Avos says this. Da malamai lo mimach, know what's above you. Now, as the way of Torah goes, you take psukim and you interpret them on different levels. And the Magid, yeah, the Mezritcher Magid, gave a pirush on this pasuk. He says, Da malamayla mimach. We mentioned this last week, I think. Know that everything that happens above is from you. Our world is the reality that we live in, the physical reality. There is other realities, spiritual realities, spiritual worlds. Hashem, what we call in our way, Shemayim. Yeah? Good. What happens in Shemayim, the way Hashem shines down to us, the way Hashem deals with us is mimach, is from us. It says that all those who trust in Hashem, chesed surrounds them, yeah? Yeah? Heard this before? Or those who are b'simcha, Hashem shines simcha back to them. Whatever we shine up, that's what comes down to us. It's a mirror image, okay? When we shine up, trust in Hashem, b'tochen, b'teach b'Hashem, Hashem protects us. When we shine up, I'll manage just fine, goodbye. And Hashem's like, okay, okay, what should I do? He kind of waits on the side till we're ready for him again. Like, you reach out your hand to the child to hold your hand, the child goes, So you don't say, you wait there for the child, and your hand's still there, and as soon as the child wants to reach it, you're there. Hashem doesn't leave us alone. It's just that we create the Hester upon him. By us telling Hashem goodbye, we create the Hester upon him. Okay. So let's talk about the spiritual story of Purim. You see, Haman was a person, yeah? Haman was a person, a Rasha, from Hagagi, from Amalek, yeah? Bad man. Okay. But everything on earth has its counterpart up above. There is a Haman, a Ruchnius, the Haman spirit, or the Haman Satan, whatever you want to call it. I don't have a name for it, okay? But when I say Haman, I don't mean the man Haman, I mean the force behind Haman, okay? What does Haman accuse the Yidden of? There's a pasuk in the Megillah where Haman Harasha says to Achashverosh, and Achashverosh is the king, Hamelech. Every time in the Megillah we refer to the king Hamelech. Hamelech is Malkei Shel Olam, the Yibishter, the king of the world. Achashverosh is Achris Voracious Shaloi, the one who owns the beginning and the end. The beginning of reality, the end of reality is all his. Achros Reishis Shaloi. When we were to refer in Megillah to Hashem, to Hamelech, and to Achashverosh, the Gashmias, it's a goy, a Rosh, a bad man. But on a different level, it's Hashem himself. Every king, do you know that every king on this world has some of Malchus Drakia in him?
What's Trakia mean?
A Drakia, heavenly kingship within him.
Wow.
Hashem invests part of his kingship into every human king.
Really?
Even the worst of the czars and whatever. Yeah, respect Joe Biden if you don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of Rabbeim said that you should choose a Malamed for your child who doesn't know the name of the king nor the previous king.
Right.
No, but you don't want a Malamed that knows everything in the world. Mix out politics. This that I can tell you the name of this and the name of that is a bad thing, yeah? It's not a Malamed. Okay. It means I check WhatsApp too often. Okay, next. What happens is Haman says to Achashverosh, or the spiritual force of Haman, tainas to the Eibishter. Yeshna yam echad mefuzar u'meforat bein hamim v'das hamelech eino mesim ve'ein shaveh el hanicham. You recognize that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gives you a little nostalgia.
Yes.
Yeshna yam echad. There is one nation. Well, let's first translate in the Peshat what Haman here on earth was telling the Achashverosh the guy. Okay? There is one nation who is spread out amongst all the other lands, all your 127 provinces, and they don't follow your culture, Mr. Achashverosh. They have their own culture. It's not worth your while to keep them in your kingdom. Get rid of them. That's what Haman Lamata is saying. What's Haman Lamayla saying to the Eibishter? Yeshnai am echad. There is a nation, the Yidden, who their job is echad. Their job is to bring Achdus
Yechidus or
Achdus Hashem into the world. Their job is to show that this chocolate was created in order to make a bracha leilei nishmas. That's what Yidden are created to do. This cup was created in order to help give a share. Paper was created, yeah. Our job is to show how everything in this world, all our talents, our abilities, our homes, our family, everything we have is to serve the Eibishter. Our job is to show Hashem in this world. All day long, Yidden are busy. We got a job to do. Okay? We're never off duty. It's always on duty. We're Hashem's ambassador to earth. Okay? We represent something here. So Haman says, Yeshnei am echad. There is a nation who their job is echad. Their job is to bring your oneness to earth. And therefore, because that's their job, mefuzar u'mefoyrot bein ha'amim. They are scattered amongst the nations. You know why? Because of all the Yidden had to all travel to one country to elevate that country, and all to the next country to elevate that country. It'll take us forever. Hashem did us a favor by spreading us amongst the world, so that we all do a bit, group work, and we come back together, we'll accomplish the job faster. Okay, which is why there's Jews in every country. So Hashem did a chesed by spreading us out in Golos. So you have a nation whose job is echad. They are spread out in your 127 provinces to do your work, and lo and behold, das hamelech einom oisin. They're not doing the job. Your Jews, your nation, are sleeping on the job. Haman above says, Ein shavalai yicham. You created them to do a job. They're useless. Get rid of them.
What were they doing
Busy with their
going to
business.
parties.
before the party?
What do Jews do? Busy impressing the neighbor. Busy dressing fancy.
Were they keeping the Torah?
Not like us.
Not like us?
Like us.
Like us, yeah.
Do we keep the Torah actively or do we keep the Torah passively?
So Haman was saying they're not keeping it properly.
Haman's like, hello, Hashem, Haman Wiley, Hashem, you have this nation. Their job is to campaign for the oneness of God in this world. They're sleeping on the job. They are so distracted in the fashions and the Achashveroshes and the politics and the whatever. What's the point of having them? You think your ambassadors are doing the right job? Replace them. Next. Choose another nation. That was Haman's about the Taina.
Yeah.
Was it genuine?
Yeah. he was sleeping.
And did Hashem listen? I mean, did Hashem?
Well, the Gezerah happened.
Yeah.
It was
It was
decreed
saved
that the
already.
Jews would be wiped out in one day. That's the story of Purim, right? Haman makes a lottery, and he pulls out the month of Adar, and he decides, Yud Gimel Adar, destroy the Jews all in one day. Why was Haman below, the evil man Haman, allowed to make such a decree that scared the Jews and hung over their heads for a whole year? A whole year, it was in the news that Jews are being killed on the 13th of Adar.
Because there was truth to it.
Because Haman Vav told Hashem, your Yidden are sleeping. We were enjoying Achashverosh's Su'udah. We started to feel extremely comfortable in Golos. We got busy painting our houses and replacing the chandeliers, and we forgot about doing what Hashem wants. Yeah. Sorry. It's too harsh.
But is it similar
This is
to
why you cannot read the Megillah like it happened once upon a time. You have to read the Megillah like it's happening today. It's similar to
Every
the story of
generation.
Jews and Golos for the past 2,000 years.
right?
Our job is to wake up. So Haman has an accusation against the Jews, and the accusation stands strong.
Right.
And the decree, the decree against the Jews happens. It's decreed that they're going to be wiped out in a day. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens? What does Mordechai do? Mordechai wants to get rid of Haman's decree. Mordechai wants to show that the Jews are not sleeping on the job. But tachlis, many of us are sleeping on the job. So Mordechai has to wake us up. Mordechai says, I know, it says in Shir HaShirim, Ani Yeshena, the last stop point, I'm sleeping, V'libi er, my heart is awake. A Jew might seem like he's sleeping, but come on, every Jew loves Hashem deep down. As soon as you wake us up, we're as bold as a lion, we're there. Every Jew is on fire deep inside, right? All you have to do is, it's not so easy to wake us up necessarily. But when you wake up a Yidden, when you're like, hello, we wake up, right? We snap into duty very quickly. So Mordechai tried to remove the Gezerah, not by his connections in the palace, but by waking up our emunah. What happened? Let me just explain. Mordechai worked in Achashverosh's palace. So Haman got Achashverosh's signet ring and made a bad decree. Mordechai could have campaigned and rallied and spoken to the head of each community and figured out a connection and he could have removed the Gezerah politically. He didn't even try that method. He could have started off with Esther HaMalka and said, okay, tell the king, that's it. Okay, that happened at the end of the story. He didn't start off with Esther HaMalka. He didn't try political natural methods. What did he do? Mordechai hears about Haman's Gezerah and is shattered. He says, oh, this is bad. He goes and he sees school children, cheder children coming home. And he says to the cheder children, what did you learn today? And 3 children tell him 3 psukim. Which 3 psukim do they say? Al tigomi pachar pisoim. Umishoyas Hasham kisavai. Do not be afraid of sudden terror and the plans of the wicked when they come. Utsu Esav Sufar Dabru Davar V'lo Yakum. They plan, they scheme, they make plots against us. Their plots don't happen. Ki Imanu Kel, because Hashem is with us. And I think the third line, Zikna Nihu Vadseva Niespol, Niasisi Vadiesva Niespol Amalei. Hashem stays with the tzaddikim and protects the Yidden forever and ever. When he heard 3 children coming home from Chayda with 3 strong pesukim shouting emunah, he said, oh, we're going to be okay. If the children are coming home and bringing pesukim of emunah home and telling their parents, you know what I learned today? Don't be afraid of the Rishayim. Hashem is going to protect us. If the children are coming home with these messages, we're going to be okay. And he rejoices. And Haman sees Mordechai happy and Haman can't handle it and that angers him. But does Mordechai rely just on this, that children have the emunah? Not enough. He puts on sackcloth. Well, one second, if he knows we'll be okay because the children have the emunah and they're bringing it home, why is he putting on sackcloth? Because he wants to show the Yidden that we need to do tshuva. He wants to make the Yidden cry out. He wants the Yidden to know, don't rely on Esther being in the palace. Don't rely on me being in the palace. Tshuva time. You know, something happens in town and all of our Skanim say, we got it under control, no need to worry. Or they say, make a yoim tefillah, daven, cry out, this is terrible. Yeah? Like, what's your attitude? Is your attitude that's Skanim got it all under control? Or is your attitude daven to Hashem? Yeah? Improve your Torah mitzvahs. That's what he does. He gathers all the children And he wants to teach them, I think 22 or 24,000 children, a massive amount of children, I don't remember the number. He gathers together and he wants to teach the children Torah. He doesn't teach them halacha, practical halacha. You know what he teaches them? Din kmitza. You know what's din kmitza? In the Beis HaMikdash, when you have to bring a carbon mincha carbon is a flour carbon, fine flour, soilless. So an ephah of flour is brought, that's a large amount of flour. And most of the ephah is a present to the kohen, and they should have what to live off, because the kohen is supported by the Yidden. The kohen that's bringing the carbon digs his hand into the ephah of flour, and he goes like this with his fingers, and whatever flour comes between these three fingers and the palm, that's called a kmitza of flour, okay? And that kmitza goes on the mizbeach as the carbon, and the rest of the ephah goes to the kohen for food, okay? That's din kmitza. Hello? These are children. They're not kohenim. They don't have a Beis HaMikdash for the past 70 years. Why are you teaching them din kmitza? Because Mordechai wanted to arouse within the children and the parents their emunah. We're learning Torah because Hashem's Torah. Torah shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're learning Torah lishma, not because you have to know halachas to keep practical Jewish life. And that learning Torah lishma again was to arouse the emunah of Yidden. Haban saying was sleeping. Mordechai knows we all have a pin to the give. He's trying to wake it up by putting on the sackcloth, by gathering the children, by davening with them, by teaching them halachas which don't apply to us. Yes, Torah Hashem. Esther, when she goes to the king, yeah? Does she rely on her kesher to the king? Does she dress all fancy? What does she do? She fasts for 3 days. I've never seen someone fast for 3 days. You know what I look like after 1 day of fasting? Yeah? I look as white as anything. Terrible. Right? She must have looked really bad after 3 days of fasting. She wants to find favor in Achashverosh's eyes. She wants Achashverosh not to kill her for coming to him, but to grant her her request, which was to come to the party, yeah?
Yes.
When she goes to Achashverosh, if you want the king to listen to you, pamper yourself, eat well, look good, put on makeup, whatever you need to do. Why are you fasting? Because she knew that she had to cause the Yidden to have tshuva, she had to herself have tshuva. She had to arouse the emunah, the trust that Hashem is going to pull us through this. The only way I'm going to get favor from Achashverosh is if Hashem decides to turn it that way. Achashverosh down here has no bechira, has no choice of what's going to happen. And when she had that firm resolution, that pulled her in the right direction. Okay, for us today, I think you all see the parallels, you all feel the parallels, okay? Purim is not just a story that once upon a time happened. We have to read Purim as a very real thing for us. This is part 1. We still have part 2 and part 3. If we focus on the Gezerah, why things happen to us Yidden, it's all because of us. We are creating the flow in our lives. We're creating the shefa in our lives. We're creating situations in our lives without realizing it. And we have to always prevent ourselves from placing our trust anywhere other than Hashem. We have to strengthen and increase our trust in Hashem. When we come to situations in our lives where we think that we have answers of how to do stuff, do your answers. Yes, we live in a physical world, and you should make physical kalim. Go to the king, but don't think for a second that it's the king who's going to help you. Go to the king knowing that Hashem will help you, and the king is the tool. Okay?